Presidential election mayhem. How will the 2020 presidential election affect the value of your real estate, St. George real estate anywhere in the United States? Hey guys, Jeremy Larkin here from the Larkin Group headquarters, downtown St. George. I know, it is beautiful. It's actually horrible. I've had this thing forever. I bought it at Desert Industries, which is our version of Goodwill out here in Utah. This thing's a classic, and I get to wear it one time. I can wear it once a year, but really I save it for the presidential election. Look, a lot of people have concerns. A lot of you said if Trump or Clinton were elected last time you were leaving the country, no one left. Not anyone we wanted to leave. And now the question, by the time you watch this video, the election will likely be decided or largely decided, right? But how does the outcome of the election affect real estate? Well, guys, I'm going to answer that for you today, at least what we predict. The first thing we need to understand is what we should expect in the fall, okay? So let me run you through some of this data. This is data that I personally pulled from the Washington County Multiple Listing Service. This isn't data I got from some website or Googling Forbes.com. This is data we pulled locally. What we did is we looked at what happens in the fall of each year. What would we expect? Well, what we expect is the following. October, November, December, sales look pretty strong in every year. Only in January do they dip. So from 16, when we had a presidential election, sales did not dip until January, and they dipped by 20% in the month of January, from October to January. In 17 and 18, they dipped 18% in January. They were largely the same all fall and into December. From 2018 to January 19, sales did dip in December, but by and large, they dipped mainly in January. Okay? And finally, October 19 into 2020, this last year, sales again strong in October, November, December. This is total homes sold in our Washington County Multiple Listing Service, but they fall an average of 20% in January. Why? Well, in November and December, people get caught up in this thing called the holidays, right? Getting their turkeys ready and planning travel and making travel and then having Christmas. And, we do our basket brigade and we feed families and people are busy. And what happens is we see this fall off that is seasonal in Washington County of 20%. Now, let me share something with you. Nationally, sales only fall by 9.8% in November and December. This is real data from some national think tanks. But we took it a step further. Where do they fall in January? In election years, sales fall by 15%. So we know that there's a consumer confidence issue regardless of who wins the election because there's uncertainty. Sales fall typically 10% in the fall. They fall another 5% because of an election. And in St. George, we see that they've been falling about 20% into the winter, okay? Number 3, Washington County shows a bigger swing. Our swing is bigger than the national average, right? And number 4, these decreases in volume are temporary, all right? So here's what's happening, guys. When we answer this question, how does it affect real estate? My data says that it probably won't affect it a lot. And I'm going to make a little prediction here for you, okay? And the prediction is this. Here in Washington County, Utah, we are a magnet right now for people leaving the craziness, and I actually meant crazy as in the definition of crazy, happening in California, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, all of those, okay, by the way, Wisconsin, Minnesota, New York City, any of these really, really crazy cities with a lot of wild politics and a lot of things that most of us in like Utah don't agree with politically, like riots and tearing down cities, are bailing on California and they're coming to Washington County. 2 scenarios, okay? Scenario number 1, Trump wins, okay? Well, when you watch this, you'll know if he won. The economy continues as business as usual. Why? Because we're in a conservative state by and large, but we're in quite a conservative town. Probably like 80% of voters, I think that's the number, registers Republicans. Okay, that's scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is Biden wins. I actually think it's even better for St. George real estate because a lot of the folks that live in some of these climates that we talked about, political climates, who've already been like, we should probably leave. We don't like what's happening with our state. If they're inclined to move to a conservative community, they're really going to be inclined if the candidate that they're not voting for wins. Okay. So point is, Trump, Biden, I think Washington County wins no matter what. Who loses? I think California is hosed. Honestly, guys, at some point they're just going to saw down the edge with a sawzall and just push it in the ocean. I love the place. I love Disney. I have friends there. But we're talking about Utah. I think that those types of places are going to lose no matter what. They're just, people are going to continue to flee and make this exodus, which is similar to the exodus to the suburbs in the 50s. Well, we have people coming back from metro areas and they're going back to like this suburbs and even like more rural than that, okay? I think things look great for St. George real estate, even though, gosh, they're really expensive. It's election time mayhem. We won't even know what the outcome of the elections will be for months on the real estate market. If you've got questions about buying, selling, investing in real estate, or want to know what it's like to live in St. George, Utah, I might be able to share something with us. Visit us at gostgeorge.com. That's gostgeorge.com. And guys, have an incredible fall and winter, Christmas time, Thanksgiving 2020.